Hey everyone, please excuse the haphazard nature of this video. I'm just kind of throwing it together quickly. I want to show you something real quick. See that over there? That's my TV. And what is currently displayed on that TV is the feed from my Xbox One. And what is happening with my Xbox One right now? I am re-downloading, or so I should say reinstalling the game WWE 2K16 and reinstalling all of the DLC for it. Why am I doing that? Well, apparently, the game gave me some kind of error message about the DLC saying that essentially the DLC needed to be reinstalled. This has happened twice now. And it's not just that. I mean, if it was just that the DLC needed to be reinstalled every once in a while, maybe every time the game gets an update or a patch, wouldn't be a problem whatsoever. The problem is the fact that the game erased my save data twice now. And I don't know how many of you out there also play the WWE video games, but I imagine that I'm not like most people when it comes to these WWE video games. The way I imagine it is that other people, they play the games and they play with the wrestlers that are in the game, and they maybe download some characters from community creations, and maybe some people get a little creative and they create a character, maybe just one character to represent themselves, basically. That's not me, because I'm a big nerd, and I'm a big wrestling nerd, and I also have creativity that I like to exercise. So what I've been doing for years now, I lost track of how long I've been doing it, is in these video games, they allow you to create characters. So I've been exercising my creativity on countless characters that I've invented, either taking inspiration from something like a TV show or a movie or even a music video. Just taking inspiration from something and turning that into a fictional wrestling character to create in these games. And I've done matches with these characters in the games, and I've even essentially done storylines where I book them in rivalries, I booked them in tag teams, and I have custom championships, a custom show. Like, there's really a lot of creativity outlets in these games, and there has been for quite some time. And I have been making full use of that in the past. And so much so to the point where I have a roster of characters, and I believe the total right now is 58. And there's a majority male, but there's also quite a few female characters that I have as well. Which is why last year, when you couldn't even create a female character, I was pretty pissed. But in WWE 2K16, a lot of the creation features are back. You can create a championship. You can create a female superstar, a diva, they call it. You can create a diva. You can create a show. You can create an arena. That's back. A lot of these are features that have been in the games in some capacity before, but now they're back and presumably improved. And I had spent quite a great deal of time, countless hours. I have no idea how many hours going in the game and creating these characters one by one. And the first time around, I got as far as 44 characters. I remember checking the slots and seeing the numbers to see how far I'd gotten, and I had created 44 characters. The first time around, I had actually completed all of the male competitors, and I started creating my female characters. And I was partway through my female characters the first time, and 44 characters in, and then I lost my save data. And I think it had something to do with the update that came out for it, quite possibly. So needless to say, I was very pissed off at that. But I said, you know what? That's okay. I will start again, and I will rebuild all of these characters, and I'll make them better than they were the first time. A little bit optimistic, but still very pissed. So I started creating these characters again. And up till recently, I had gotten as far as, I think, 18 characters this time. So not as far as I got the first time. But I was somewhat optimistic. And in fact, I had added a character since the first time. So I said, you know what? Now I can create the roster again in alphabetical order this time, which is what I like to do. Even though this year the game has some kind of automatic alphabetical order sorting thing with the custom superstars, I like to create my characters in alphabetical order. And I was like, okay, so this second time around, I'm still pissed, but at least I can add this new character and create my roster in alphabetical order. So I started doing that again, got as far as 18 characters, and now my save data is gone again. And why am I making this video? Well, I guess a couple reasons. For one, I want to warn anybody who might be considering getting this game. I know it's been out for a couple months now. Some people aren't necessarily, some people don't necessarily get games like as soon as they come out, and some people haven't even gotten as far as I have, which is upgrading to the new console generation, the Xbox One and the PS4. So I want to make this video partially as a warning to anyone who is considering getting WWE 2K16, especially for the Xbox One, because that's what I have it on. And I want to warn you that this is a distinct possibility. I'm not saying that it's a guarantee that it's going to happen to you, that you're going to lose all your save data and all your progress is just going to be gone. I'm not saying that it's definitely going to happen. I'm just saying it's a possibility because it's happened to me. And I tried Googling it to see if there was any information, any forums that might be able to help me, and the one thing I did find suggested that perhaps allowing the game to idle on one of the menu screens, if you allow the game to idle on one of the menu screens for too long, that's what causes it. Maybe. I'm not sure. Because I could swear that the first time it happened, it was right around the time that they were releasing that update. So I'm not sure. But I want to make this video as a warning. And I also want to make this video as kind of an ultimatum. Because I don't know whose fault it is. I don't know if it's something to do with 2K. I don't know if it's something to do with Ukes or whoever. I don't know if it's maybe something specific, a specific problem to Microsoft. So I don't know whose fault it is. But I can say that with this, I'm probably going to adopt something of a 3 strikes rule. And 2 strikes have already been incurred. So I don't know what I'm going to do if this happens again. I don't know. I know I'm going to be furious if this happens again. I'm already furious that it's happened twice. I want to say what I'll do, but I don't know. I don't know what I'll do if this happens again, but something's going to change. I don't know, like maybe I'll trade the game in. Maybe I'll stop trying to create characters, which sucks. I don't want to do that. I want to create my characters, and I want them to stay on the saved game so that I can use them and, and play my matches and have my storylines and stuff like I used to do, but haven't done in some considerable time. I want to be able to do that. So I don't want to just not create my characters. I don't want to have to trade the game in, and I damn sure don't want to have to snap the game disc in half out of frustration. But I might have to do one of those things. I know I have to do something if this happens again. If this happens a third time, and I will try to prevent it from happening again, obviously, and taking the advice that I saw on Google, on the forum that I found on Google, I'm going to take special care to avoid leaving the game idle on one of the menu screens. So I'm going to try to avoid that. And hopefully that works, and hopefully this never happens again. And if it is like 2K's fault, maybe they can patch it or something. But if it does happen again, full disclosure, something's got to change. I've got to do something. I'm thinking maybe writing an email to somebody. I don't know what, but it's I got to do something if this happens again. And hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully it all works out okay, but I don't know. Like I said, this is a warning to anyone who might be interested in WWE 2K16, especially for the Xbox One. It is a distinct possibility you might lose your save data. And if you create tons of characters like I like to do, you may lose them. And I hope that doesn't happen to anybody else. I hope it doesn't happen to me again. But I don't know. If you have played WWE 2K16, has this happened to you? Have you run into this problem? Have you run into other technical issues? What do you think of the game? I mean, I've spent most of my time in the game, in the creation suite, making these characters, so I haven't had a whole lot of experience with the game, actual gameplay, like doing matches and stuff. I played the Austin 316 showcase. That was pretty good. I feel like the gameplay is fine, and I feel like as far as the game goes, it's a pretty good game in and of itself. It's just these technical issues and losing so much save data, losing these characters that I spent so much time and effort working on. It ruins it. And I don't want to just come out screaming and say, oh, this game is fucking shit and is garbage and don't fucking buy it. Because what I've played of it, the gameplay actually works pretty well. It's just this technical issue of losing all my save data just drives me up a fucking wall. So I don't know. What are your thoughts? Do you have no interest in the game whatsoever? Did you play it? Do you own it? What are your thoughts? Go ahead, feel free, comment below. Let me know what you think. Like this video if you like it. Feel free to dislike it if you don't. I really don't care. And, subscribe to me for more. And don't forget to also subscribe to Jim the Ape, who is the talking gorilla that lives in my backyard and sometimes uses my Wi-Fi. He calls me his pet human. Don't know how that works really. Anyway, catch you next time.